and then I'll just tape it to your collar.
You know, the thing is, I never drink alcohol, and I already feel the 5 sips I had on the podium. So it's gonna be a rough night, I think.
Every January, the ritual resets. The clock strikes 0. The solitary hand of a stopwatch sets the circle in motion. And here we are, in a new season with new voices and new challenges. The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. This year, 2 teams show up as the hunted. In GTP, Porsche Penske Motorsport aims for a 3-peat to hang in its already crowded trophy case. In GTD Pro, Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller Motorsports looks to prove last season's championship was the start of something big, but others will have their say. Before any of that can happen, they've got to pull an all-nighter in Florida. New year, familiar routine at Daytona International Speedway. Day turns to night, night to morning, morning to checkered flag. If everything lines up, you take the win. You get a really nice watch. If not, there's always next year. This is the Rolex 24 at Daytona. The Rolex 24 is the IMSA season kickoff, a pop-up city for hardcore racing fans, where the competition between drivers, teams, and manufacturers is fierce, and sleep is optional.
It was probably like 2006. Very fond memories of this place. I would have been 8 years old. Nearly 20 years later, I'm running my 6th Rolex 24-hour here, so it's pretty surreal.
I've always enjoyed coming to Daytona, appreciating it a bit more now as you get a little bit older and a bit more experience here.
You know, I started driving on the sim actually. That's the first time I experienced or I learned about Daytona, and hey, this is one of the biggest races in the world.
This year, teams arrive at the Rolex 24 with aerodynamic upgrades to their LMDH racing cars. The new season is also the debut of Michelin's new Pilot Sport Endurance tire, with improvements in performance and sustainability.
We have this new Michelin compound for this year, which is very exciting. Not only changes the grip and the driving characteristics of the tire, but also the tire warm-up, which is such a critical part, especially in a 24-hour race like we have here.
The Vision tread pattern is etched into the mold, and it's actually raised, so if you were to run your finger across it, it's not an indent, it's actually out towards the surface of the tire. Motorsports leads the way in the recycled renewable content in the tire, so we've made a huge jump between the previous gen, this gen. Today we will be racing for the first time with a 50% renewable product. In the GTD class, it's more of an Evo, right? And so we really focused on mountability. So with so many manufacturers and so many different wheel types, we really wanted to address that, and at the same time add some longevity and some life to the tire. And so we took that opportunity to make a tire that's a little more robust. With IMSA and endurance running, tire warmers aren't allowed by the regulations. And so there's a lot of science that goes into getting energy in the tire quickly and getting it up to temperature quickly. So I think if you talk to any of the drivers, they're all pretty positive on the results. They see warm up much quicker. You'll see it tonight when they're running at Daytona. You don't have to sacrifice performance to get sustainability in a product.
This is the big year of IMSA GTP evolution. IMSA made a decision, hey, coming into 2026, we're gonna try and balance, reset the aero for all of them. Some little higher performing, others not so much. So all of the LMDH compliant manufacturers, Acura, BMW, Cadillac, and Porsche, went back to work.
The Joker system in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is kind of a cool way to let cars sort of improve and do better than they did the previous years without breaking the bank. And if you look at the number of manufacturers that are in this series, it's that Evo and that Joker system that sort of has made this racing so sustainable and keeping manufacturers here for so long.
Significant aero changes. The back of the Cadillac, gorgeous old school F1 style twisted wing with just compound curves, but across all 4 LMDHs. New splitters, also revised diffusers in some way, shape, or form. Like the little things we'd probably never think of. But that tells you how competitive IMSA is becoming. We are looking for the needle inside the needle in the haystack as we go on multiple years with these cars.
For 2026, new teams are joining the grid, including Belgian specialists WRT running the BMW MGTP team and Porsche fan favorite Manthey.
We truly are seeing this great influx of Europe's best. Those who are able are coming here. WRT, Vincent Voss, and that amazing team of theirs, now service providers for BMW in the GTP ranks. You look at Manthey, if you know anything about sports cars, if you've ever read the word Porsche, you know the name Manthey.
Manthey is coming as a proper team with their own name on the car, both in GTD and GTD Pro. As a fellow competitor in GTD, when I see them walk by and hear nothing but German being spoken, my first reaction is
The racing challenge isn't just about finding more speed. For German driver Loren Heinrich, who's now in his first full GTP season, it's about learning the rules well enough to find advantages in those spaces between.
Yeah, there's always many young kids and drivers asking me, what it takes or what I did to be here today. And in the end, it's very hard to give a clear answer. It's not only pure talent or speed on track, it's also hard work. And in the end, you also need luck. I mean, there's no secret about that. You need to be at the right place in the right time, but I'm a strong believer of that you can make your own luck and create your own opportunities. That's exactly why I came here to Road Atlanta 4 years ago. I said I want to do a race in North America in the IMSA paddock because that's where I want to end up and I want to present myself on that stage. And I had a great team in 311 RS Motorsport, giving me this opportunity, and also to autoracing, who have seen me there actually racing in the Carrera Cup, and then giving me the opportunity to do my first GTD Pro season in IMSA.
I met him at Road Atlanta at that race. Yeah. To be honest, somebody was like, hey, I want you to come over across the paddock and introduce you to this kid. And I said, okay, and we walked over there, and he's still a kid in the grand scheme of things, but in that case, he definitely rose to the opportunity there, and we've seen that both in Bahrain and also here at the Daytona event. He's on par with the guys that have been driving this car for 3 and 4 years.
He's definitely one of the future stars of Porsche. He was in GT and now he's stepping up to the GTP. We all have huge respect for what he's done. He's a pure product of this Porsche junior program, going up the ladder and being a factory driver at the highest level we can do.
Now being for the first time a full-on Porsche factory driver, I mean, especially as a German, gives me goosebumps every time I speak about it, and it's such a huge honor. Also a big obligation. The expectations are high, Porsche is so successful here in Daytona, and to be part now for the first time, there's no other expectation than winning, right?
After a weekend of testing and practice, we are going to set the pole positions in all of the classes for this weekend's Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona.
You always think about how fast would you be during qualifying especially. You never know what the others have. And I was kind of surprised how fast GTD qualifying went.
GTD Pros will line up Chevy Corvette and Paul Miller Racing's BMW on the front row.
Very similar. We saw with a couple of the LMP2 cars just leave the tail there.
And it'll be Whelen Cadillac for the number 31 of Jack Aitken, subject to post-qualifying technical inspection.
A critical ruling from race control changes the starting order, sending 2 top contenders to the back of their classes.
They found with the Cadillac, the rear skid plate that they measured was too thin. They moved to the back of the class. Look in the GT ranks and number 1 BMW, the Paul Miller team. IMSA found a little bit too much camber. I believe it was only on one corner, but nonetheless, the rules is the rules.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be a long race. I think we have a good shot as anybody. The drivers keep the car clean, and we're there at the last couple of hours, 2-3 hours.
That's kind of the range of middle of the night.
Graveyard shift.
I would say the first 18 hours of the race is just moving the chess pieces to where you want to figure out what your attack is going to be.
Big thing is communication inside and outside of the car.
If we're pitting the 7 and the 6,
yep, so the thing that Travis and I applied last year still applies here. it's under yellow, if there's one car in between, it's still faster for both of us to do it. If it's more than that, the 6 is going to be coming around the 7. And last year it was whichever one is car in the front.
It's my first full IMSA season since, I don't know, 10 years in the big categories. And we are the reigning champion, or at least the car is the reigning champion. So the goal is clear, is to win the championship, and I've never won Daytona, so let's go to get that.
This is my 26th year. My first one was 2000. Oh man, had on right there. That would have been sweet.
It's the biggest race of the season for us. Everyone comes here looking for that Rolex.
Awesome, bro. I got to go on the infield and see them all up close. It was so freaking awesome.
This place fills up. It's hard for us to get parking passes now. I'm struggling to get a parking pass for my family because there's so many people at this event.
Rexy and Spike.
Why do you like Rexy so much?
Because he's a dinosaur. He stands out.
The Grello is world renowned. The fact that it's here at IMSA racing out the 24 hours of Daytona, it's amazing. It's really amazing.
Wow, this is the pinnacle of sports car racing. This is one of the big races I want to check off my bucket list.
Big crowd, F-35s, 24 hours, can't beat this.
All right, coming to the green here, the spotter will let you know when they're rolling.
The Rolex 24 at Daytona is underway. Drama in LMP2. 4 cars involved in that crash. BMW GTP cars is hit. This is crazy for the opening lap of a 24-hour. On another big crash.
Full course shallow, safe. Watch for debris.
We'll swap after the bus stop.
Coming.
No pressure from third.
There's the
Breaks
contact.
The so it hits the Triassi Ferrari.
But that was just rejoining in turn 3.
At sunset, you have all the things that you could ever want as a photographer, like the setting sun, golden light, pretty race cars. Yeah, literally everything to be able to enjoy it. And it's such a fun place to work creatively. My clients literally tell me to just basically go have fun in the race. They want us to go make art. They want us to have fun and show that this race is a special race. It's a beautiful sport, and it doesn't get any better than this.
When Elliott Skier isn't driving in GTD for Wright Motorsports, he's trackside, camera in hand, seeing the race from behind the lens.
I do love a good visual story. And you have the professional photographers out shooting the cars and the drivers and getting their angle. You have the fans shooting what they see. But you don't really get intimate shots in the trailer, on the pit wall, in different environments, right? Shooting the engineers in stressful moments. So I wanted to kind of more shoot it from my point of view and as a driver and what we actually go through on weekends.
Are you shooting that during the race?
Yeah, I definitely shoot. This is the easiest to shoot, obviously, with 4 drivers. It gives me some time, but night practice, night during the race especially. I try to shoot on the grid before the race, the car right after, and like suits and people beat up after. Like, yeah, it's you tell the story in a way that really not many others can.
The new tires are doing excellent. They look really good. We looked at them and the technical team reviewed the tires. Everything looked good. So we don't see any issues that we're going to have, but we'll continue to monitor closely. But tonight's going to be quite warm compared to the last few years. And the tires, a lot of teams are probably going to stick with the medium tires under these warmer conditions. Every team is probably going to have a different strategy based on their vehicle setup.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of the teams are also just going to keep using the medium.
You know, if I think about flow state, I really visualize being in the night in Daytona, going through the banking. You know, this is such a special feeling.
The 7's going to have a run.
Oh, watch out, the 93! Massive run by Nick Yellowly.
93's putting you in line with you, still out there.
Heinrich's got the advantage, though, to the inside. Vanderhelm knows that. Gives him the corner.
Clear. Nice job.
changes now for the 93 car. Just thread the needle.
You're doing a great job. The spotters have less visibility now, even less, so you're basically on your own here.
Slow car, speedway 3. Should be on the apron. Watch for slow car.
You forget about time, you know. You don't even feel like you have a steering wheel in your hands anymore. I think this is the feeling that all of us drivers are chasing.
Full course yellow, full course yellow. Just back it down here, back it down, Lauren. You are the leader, you are the leader.
And this is due to visibility.
Racing through the fog, you know, driving a 963 with over 300 kilometers per hour down the back straight through the bus stop, and in the end you don't see the bus stop, you don't see where it's coming. You know, you're just racing blind.
We see green after 6.5 hours under caution. Let's go. Let's get back to racing. Problems for the number 3, Antonio Garcia behind the wheel. Right rear suspension damage, right back to the garage to effect repairs.
With the race in its final phase, the pressure is on in GTP. In the fight for the overall win, the number 31 Cadillac is on the charge as the number 7 Porsche defends. The lead narrows.
Oh, problem. That's the number 10.
Keep on up, keep on up. His tires are going to be going away.
Wow, Jack Aitken. Heart-stopping moment, unique nerves of steel.
We saw what happened there, mate. Apologies.
Aitken is out of rhythm right now. He's lost a lot of ground. Here comes the Aston Martin versus the Mercedes. They hit! They get sideways! Porsche versus Cadillac power. Jack Aitken is reeling Felipe Nasr in. This is for the overall lead and the overall win. 200 miles an hour at the World Center of Racing. Here comes Jack Aitken to the inside! And Nasr blocks him!
Good job there. You tried picking out. That was good.
Felipe Nasr knows what to do, and he's going to do it in an anniversary year for the captain, Roger Penske. Felipe Nasr and Porsche Penske Motorsport victorious at the Rolex 24.
Trick Felipe, you are the damn man. Unfreaking believable. You did it!
In GTD Pro, the number 1 Paul Miller Racing BMW M4 GT3 Evo, which started 24 hours earlier at the back of the class, takes the win. The number 4 Corvette, despite being a front runner for much of the race, finishes 4th.
To build these memories with these people, you know, then looking back at the pictures, the videos, and in the end the the trophy, you know, this is exactly what we live for, this is what we fight for.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Incredible. Incredible. Thank you.
All right, boys, here he comes. This is the group that makes it happen.
You guys are the f***ing best. Thank you, boys. Yeah!
If you score such a big result like we did today, it feels like all the work paid off, and I hope that everyone in the world can at least one time in their life feel what I felt today, you know.
On the next Win the Weekend. Another year, another round at the bumpy airfield. It's the 12 Hours of Sebring.